is clear here. Once the distance between the charge increases, the force between the charge decreases. The force between the charge decreases. Okay, so that is the idea. That is the idea. Okay, so from electric field we have come to the force. Generally, from the force, in the book they will discuss from the force they will come to the electric field. That's okay. All are same. You can go from electric field to force, or force from electric field. Now you understood some idea of force. Some idea of force. And please somebody tell me, what is this equation called? This is called Coulomb's law. Whenever you are having two charges, what is the force between that two charges? And again, in this case, one charge is fixed, another charge is movable. In a case where both charge may be in a movable state or maybe in a fixed state. Okay, that also we have to analyze. Okay. So now I will go to the Coulomb's law. Okay. Before going to that, shall we observe one more thing? See, if I am placing already positive charge is there, if I am placing negative charge, what is happening? It is just oscillating. Okay, it cannot go because it attracts. Okay, then when the force attracts, okay, see, I have placed the charge here, it gets attracted to this, but that force is high, so it goes somewhere, but again it will be attracted, so it is keep on oscillating. That's it. Okay, once if you place negative charge, it cannot go anywhere. Again, sorry, this is a stationary charge. If it is movable charge, if you are placing, it will go like this. And again, this is an ordinary point charge. Once if I have dipole value, say dipole configuration, the dipole configuration, you will have plus, you will have minus. Okay, now I am having my positive charge. If I place here, what happens? It's going somewhere like this, because dipole nature is something complicated, the electric field lines, so it's behaving in this way. Okay, now or otherwise, if I have positive or negative charge here, if I place negative charge, what's happening? Because that positive charge is dominating here, you have put the charge very near to positive, that's why positive charge is dominating. Okay, or otherwise, if I put that charge here, the negative charge will dominate. So, or in other case, if I put charge in between, if I put some positive charge or negative charge in between, both will dominate. Okay, again that circular nature comes, because once we put it in the middle, both the charge will dominate. Okay, or otherwise, instead of plus charge, I can put minus charge. What happens? I can put minus charge here. Now it is getting attracted, but it is going in a spiral shape. Okay, so like this, you can simulate with any number of stationary charge and non-stationary charge. Okay, that is the idea. Okay, so now I'll try to explain what is Coulomb's law. Before Coulomb's law, we should know how to create a charge. Okay, anyway, we are always discussing about charge. Now my question is how to create a charge. Anybody? It is, I think it is available from the 6th standard itself, I think, how to create a charge. Okay, so what is static electricity? How to create a charge? Okay, anyone?
Take a balloon.
Yes.
Simply rubbing, sir.
Rubbing.
In that, yes, in that process, how the charge is created? It's okay, you can by rubbing. Yes.
Charge create so accumulate on the surface some object.
Yeah. Charge will be always there. It is neutral, but we are calling it as either positive or negative. That means in a particular place, some charges will be concentrated. That's it. Okay. Generally, always charges will be there in neutral condition, plus and minus. Once you separate plus alone in a particular place, that is a positive charge. Okay. Once if you separate minus alone in a particular place, that is a negative charge. Okay. So what is the idea here? Say if I am having some some charges like this, say for any atom, the charge configuration is like this. It will have equal number of positive and negative charge. Okay, plus minus and plus minus and plus minus like this. By some means, if you are pulling all these all the minus in this way and all the plus in this way, then in this process you have created negative charge here, you have created a positive charge here. That is the idea. Generally, always there will be a positive and negative charge. Okay, once they are equal, that is neutral. But once if you are able to separate it by some means, that is giving you the charge. That is giving you the charge. The one way is to rub the one object with another, you can create a charge. But can anybody tell me? So in this process, they told with the help of balloon, if you simply rub with something, some cloth, okay, you are having some balloon, you are having some cloth. Once if you rub this with this, what charge you will get for the balloon? Can anybody tell me? Is it plus or minus?
Negative.
Okay, you cannot tell that. Yes, sir. In general, you cannot tell directly what kind of charge it will create. It all depends on the material properties. Okay, it may have positive charge or finally it may have a negative charge. It all depends on the material properties. Okay, but it will have some charge, either positive charge or the negative charge. Okay, or the negative charge. And again, for a time being, suppose I got a positive charge. Okay, I took another balloon, I rub it in the same way. Again, I will get a positive charge on the surface of the balloon. Okay, what I'm doing, I'm taking some cloth, so I'm rubbing with this first balloon. Definitely, I will create some charge. Definitely, with a similar balloon and similar cloth I am taking, and once again I am repeating that process. Definitely, I will again get the positive charge only, because in the previous case I got positive. Here also it will be positive only. Now you try to bring both the balloon here. Say you hang it on one point. You try to bring very close to each other. Can anybody tell me what will happen? Will the balloon will come closer together or it will go away? Yes. I have created a charge on the balloon. That is, say in this case we assumed positive charges. So it will go away. So the balloon will go away. Yes. So that means what? Between the balloons, there is some kind of repulsive force. Between the balloons, there is some kind of repulsive force, but we do not know what is the magnitude. Okay, we do not know. So the distance you can keep anything. Say you can keep the distance 1 centimeter or 2 centimeter or 1 meter. Okay. Again, distance also can be varied. Again, amount of charge also can vary. How much time you rubbed with that cloth, depending on that, amount of charge also may vary on the balloon. So finally the force of repulsion depends on two factors. Depends on two factors. It depends on charge and depends on how much distance. What is the distance between the balloon? Okay, so the repulsion force depends on how much charge you are having. Say balloon 1 charge is Q1. If balloon charge is Q2, more the charges on the balloon, there will be more repulsion. More the charges on the balloon, definitely there will be more repulsion. That's why it is coming in the numerator. And lesser the distance, again you will have more repulsion force. Okay, once you are very close, definitely it will reflect very fast. So that's why you will get R square here. Okay, see, if the distance is large, definitely you will not absorb any force. Okay, as the distance increases, you cannot absorb any force between the two balloons. That is the idea. As the distance increases, you cannot absorb any force. But once if you bring closer together, they will go away. They will go away. They will reflect each other. They will go away. Repulsive force will be there. So that is the idea of coulombs. Okay, force between any two objects in electrostatics depends on how much charge is present in the system, say Q1 and Q2, and what is the distance between that objects. What is the distance between that object? Please, one thing is very clear. See, once if you are keeping these two balloons here, do you think once the force is applied, the D will remain constant? Initially, D may be constant. Okay. Once you leave the system, it will go away. Again, what varies? R varies. Are you all getting this point? Okay. Initially, D is constant. As you proceed the experiment, okay, D increases because it is going in this way. It is going in this way. So what is happening? Initially, I have some force. Okay, once I do the experiment, the distance increases, the force between the balloon decreases. The force between the balloon decreases. So what I'm trying to say here, say for example, if we are having plus charge and plus charge, initially with this distance A, the force between these repulsive force is 10 Newton. After a few times, the charge will go here, the charge will go here. Maybe the force between these two may be decreased, 6 Newton. After a few times, the charge will come here, the charge will come here. Maybe the force between that two charges is 2 Newton only. So what is happening as you proceed the experiment, the distance between the charge is changing. Definitely the force, repulsive force is decreasing. Definitely the repulsive force also will decrease. What I am telling, the force itself is a function of what, sir? Distance. The force itself is a function of distance. So that's why finally what they conclude, you take any two charges, you put the charges in the numerator, okay, and 4 pi epsilon naught r square, and then medium we are assuming it is simple medium, okay, ordinary medium, air medium, 4 pi epsilon naught r square. If the two charges are positive, if the two charges are positive, they will repel each other. If the two charges are positive, they will repel each other. Or if the two charges are negative, then also they will repel each other. If they are of opposite kind, say there is one is positive and another one is negative, they will attract each other. They will attract each other. That is the idea of the Coulomb's law. That is the idea of the Coulomb's law. Okay, now we have seen what is the charge, how to create the charge after creation. Okay, after creation, what is the force between the charges? What is the, once you created the charges, what is the force between the charges? Okay, it all depends on two parameters. One is charge and another parameter is what is the distance between the charge. One is charge of the system and another one is the, what is the distance between the charges. Okay, so, and again, can anybody tell me, so what is the static electricity? What is static electricity? Yes, anyone? Okay, please remember, see, by some means you are creating a positive charge on surface by somehow. Similarly, on the another surface there is negative charges. Okay, but these charges cannot move. Okay, it is stationary. These charges cannot move. This is stationary. Now what will happen? Static electricity. Now what will happen between these two charges? Say one plate is consists of only positives, another plate consists of only negatives. Okay, this itself will create some kind of current. Actually, in general, it will create some kind of current. This is the concept of lightning and thunder. This is the concept of lightning and thunder. So what will happen if there is no proper dielectric in between? There is no proper dielectric, say in such a way, all plus combined with minus, all plus combined with minus, how much current will flow? Say for example, phi is equal to V by R. V is anyway directly proportional to electric field. You are having some electric field, but there is no resistance. What will happen? Infinite current will flow. Infinite current will flow. So that is a concept of static electricity. And again, this you would have observed in the equipments also. See, you are having electronic equipments. Generally, if you would have seen the electronic or electromagnetic equipments, generally they will be grounded. Any electronic or electromagnetic equipment will be grounded. The reason is, in the process of electronic operation, in general, there may be a charges created on the surface plates, static charges. What happens? If there is no ground, what happens? If somebody comes and touches this, electric shock comes. Okay. Again, please remember, the static charges will never go away. It has to be grounded. You may switch off the equipment, but that static charges will be present there itself. Okay, static charge will be present there itself. If you want to remove the static charge, that has to be grounded. By some means, you have created the charge on the surface of the plate. The plate may be conductor or non-conductor. Once if somebody comes and touches the equipment, then suddenly you will feel a shock for a moment. So that is a static electricity. Okay, and one more thing also you can observe, say again another example for static electricity. Say in a door there may be handles, some kind of handles, either in a conductor or non-conductor format. If many people are going with the door, they will be touching the door more often. So what happens in the process of touching, some static electricity will be created here, and a new person suddenly comes. When he touches that door, suddenly he feels some kind of shock. Okay, நீங்களே பார்த்துருப்பீங்க ஒரு சில டைம் ஏதோ ஒரு பொருளை டச் சடனா ஒரு ஷாக் இருக்கும், பட் ஆனால் அதுக்கப்புறம் இருக்காது. இந்த சடன் ஷாக் வந்து என்ன ஆகுது, அங்க இருக்கிற சார்ஜஸ் எல்லாம் உங்களுடைய பாடி வழியா போயிட்டு என்ன ஆயிடும், கிரவுண்ட் ஆயிடும். ஓகே, ஆல்ரெடி ஸ்டாட்டிக் சார்ஜ் வாஸ் பிரசன்ட், you given a some way of closed circuiting, then it went to ground. Again what happens, there will be some kind of reflection between your hair and comb. Are you all observed this one? Definitely every one of you have gone through this situation with the help of comb. Just give me some answer. சீப்பால நீங்க தலை சீவும் பொழுது சம்மர் டைம்ல ஒரு குறிப்பிட்ட டைம் தலையை சீவிட்ட பிறகு அந்த சீப்பை நீங்க தலை கிட்ட எடுத்து போனீங்கன்னா some kind of what you will observe something, some kind of shock like that. Yes, okay, that is also a static electricity. Okay, that charges is getting created in the comb, and again it is going opposite to that one air, so that is getting deflected. Or otherwise you can bring that comb to your hand itself. In the hand you will have a hair, small hair, that also it will deflect. Okay, if you bring your comb after hairing, so once if you bring to near your hand, and it will get deflected with the small hair that is present. Anyway, comb cannot deflect your hair is because that is having weight, little bit high weight as compared to your small hair, so hair will get deflected. That is the idea of the static electricity. And one more situation also I will give you. Okay, this situation I have recently experienced. Okay, I recently ride a bike for 2 hours continuously. For 2 hours continuously. So after 2 hours, I have taken my cell phone and started touching the touch screen. Okay, I want to see whether somebody has called to me or messaged me or WhatsApp like that. So I am getting a shock. For around 1 minute, I am getting a shock. I am keep on touching, the shock is coming. What is the reason? That is also a static electricity, because for the 2 hours I am handling that what handle of the bike. Okay, bike உடைய handle 2 hours நான் என்ன பண்றேன், accelerate பண்றேன், decelerate பண்றேன், speed மாத்தி இருக்கு. So some kind of what, some kind of reaction is going on. Okay, so அப்ப என்ன ஆகுது, static charges create ஆகுது. என்னுடைய handle என்ன create ஆகுது, static charges. So now once இதை touch பண்ணும்போது, touch screen touch பண்ணும்போது என்ன ஆகுது, please remember touch screen is also a conductor. Please note down, very important thing. Touch screen is also a conductor. Are you all getting this point? That is, touch screen is a conductor or non-conductor? So touch screen is a conductor. So that's why again I am getting some kind of shock, because the current is flowing between me and the touch screen. I am getting some kind of shock. Now we'll come to touch screen. Yes, we are all operating the touch screen with the help of hand. Okay, can you operate with your pen, ordinary plastic pen? Anybody?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Why? Can you operate something with the help of some stick like that?
No, sir.
Can you operate it with some conductor? You come up with the answer on tomorrow.
Okay, sir.
How the touch screen is designed, how it is responding only to our hand but not with others. You just come up with the answer on tomorrow. Okay, So, and again, I will give you one exercise regarding this static electricity or Coulomb's law. Okay, Coulomb's law. So again, already I shared you the video. Same I am going to explain now only. You take some newspaper, old newspaper, you make it as small pieces, as small as possible. You take some newspaper and make as small as possible. Okay. Next, you take a comb or a plastic scale. Better you take a plastic scale or comb, anything you can take, no problem. Plastic scale. You rub this plastic scale with the cloth. In cloth for better performance, cloth silk or
polyester.
Yeah, polyester. Okay, woolen type. Okay, woolen type. Pattu thuni adu bola irukano. Bed sheets idella use பண்றோம்ல அது போல type of cloth. So ஏன்னா அதுல தான் அந்த static electricity ரொம்ப அதிகமா create ஆகும். So அது போல cloth எடுத்து அதுல என்ன பண்ணுங்க rub பண்ணுங்க. After 1 or 2 minutes you try to bring your comb here and just keep above your pieces of paper. First observe whether it is attracting or not. First you observe whether it is attracting or not. It may or it may not attract. It's all how you do the experiment. Suppose once if you have attracted, so I say sir, some paper it is attracted, and in the first stroke you note down how long the paper is there. How long the paper is there, whether it is permanently attached or it falls down after few minutes. Okay sir, are you understanding my procedure? Once the paper has attracted, you hold down, you hold it, you hold your scale or comb. Okay, you observe how long it is getting attracted. Okay, it is permanently attached or it immediately fall down after attracting, or it falls down after a few times, few amount of times, after a 1 minute or 2 minutes. Okay, this is the first scenario. In the next case, the same plastic comb or a plastic scale, some paper is getting attached like this. Okay, you are holding a scale in one hand. With the help of your another hand, you slowly touch, with the help of your another hand, you slowly touch this paper. Okay, what I am telling, with the help of another paper, sorry, with the help of another hand, okay, you slowly touch your fingertips in this paper. Now what happens? Whether the paper, please don't disturb the paper stability. Okay, please don't disturb the paper stability, because once if you touch in such a way that if the stability is affected, definitely it will fall down. Please do not disturb the stability. Okay, slightly you make some touch. Okay, then you observe whether the paper falls down or not. Okay, this is the first case. Next case, what I am going to take, I am going to take a scale which is made of a conductor. I am going to take a scale which is made of a conductor. If scale is not available, you can work with any conductor. Okay, in the kitchen silvers are available. Okay, you can use those silvers also. Okay, if scale is not available, you can take any conductor, and you take a cloth, you rub this scale, conductor scale, with the cloth, and again pieces of papers are available. Okay, you bring the scale, conductor scale here, whether the paper is getting attracted or not. Please try to observe whether the paper is getting attracted or not. Okay, if it is attracting, why? If it is not attracting, what is the reason? Tomorrow you please come up with this answer. Okay, all of you do it yourself. Okay, you come up with the answer on tomorrow. Then only you can understand everything about the electric field nature, because the basic thing is charge. Okay, once if you do this experiment, you will understand actually what is charge. Then everything is very, very simple. The basic source of electric field is generally a charge. So you should know the charge properties, how the charge is created. Once created, what is its behavior? Okay, you should know all these things. This is the experiment for you today. Okay, once if the experiment is coming in a better way, you can take a video and post as a video itself. You can post it as a video. Once if the results are good, you can post. Okay. But again, this experiment may or may not work. It all depends on the medium properties and precipitation of the air. Okay, if the air humidity is very high, this experiment will not work. That's why this kind of experiments are used. Humidity will be lesser. Okay, so anyway, you try and you just observe. Definitely you will get some answers, some result, definitely, even at this season. Okay, let's see what is the result. Okay, so what we have seen today, we have seen what is the nature of the positive charge, how the electric field will be there. What is the nature of the negative charge? Once I bring positive charge and the negative charge together, how is the electric field nature? And we have seen this also. Once if I am having positive charge, I am bringing some test charge here. What happens? It goes radially outwards. If I am bringing some test negative charge here, it is getting attracted towards the stationary positive charge. And then we have seen what is electric field. Electric field depends on two parameters. One is charge and another one is distance. And also we have seen what is force. Okay, force is equal to charge Q into E. This Q is, please note down, this Q is a charge. Please, for imagination purpose, you assume that the charge is a movable charge. The Q that I am putting is a movable charge. Okay, for the again, the force equation holds good for a movable things, because you are applying some force, definitely the charge has to move. Okay, F is equal to Q into E, and we can conclude one thing. Anyway, we have related F is equal to Q into E. What is the, when Q is equal to 1, what happens to E? When Q is equal to 1 coulomb, that particular charge is called as test charge, and that too test positive charge, because we are not putting any negative here, so that is positive. So test positive charge. Okay, so what is the meaning of the electric field and force? Anybody? The force experienced by the positive unit positive test charge is called as electric field. Please note down in your notes. This is a new definition. Okay, definition between the electric field and the force. What is force? Sorry, what is the electric field? The force experienced by the unit test positive charge is called as electric field. There are many definitions. This is also one definition of electric field. What is electric field? The force experienced by unit positive charge is called as electric field. The force experienced by unit positive charge is called as electric field. Please note down, very important definition. Okay, we have seen this also. And then finally, we have concluded the force between any two charges depends on the charge value, and what is the distance between the charges, 4 pi epsilon r square. And we have seen one more thing, that parameter D is independent of epsilon, whereas the electric field depends on epsilon. And also we have seen one more thing, as the epsilon value increases, electric field decreases. The more the permittivity value, lesser will be the electric field. It is just contradictory statement, because the definition has been given in that way, the formula is given in that way, that's it. The more the permittivity value, lesser, the more the permittivity value, actually lesser the permittivity, actual permittivity. So what I'm telling, more the permittivity value, what is actual permission? The permission is less. Okay, the permission is less. That is the idea here. Okay, again, this can be related with the measurement and instrumentation. If the sensitivity of the instrument value is very high, again it is having poor sensitivity. Maybe measurement people may know that. If sensitivity value of the instrument is very high, value I am telling, okay, sensitivity of the value is very high, it is having poor sensitivity. Actually, for a better sensitivity, So sensitivity value has to be as low as possible. Sensitivity of the system, measurement system, has to be as low as possible. You know what do you mean by sensitivity of the system in case of measurement and instrumentation. Okay. So again, here also it's like this. More the permittivity value, the value is more, but the performance is here less. It's actually permitting less electric field. That is the idea. That is the idea here. Okay. Anyway, and tomorrow we will see what is the electric field configuration due to line charge, what is the electric field configuration due to surface charge and volume charge and all, and then what is the interrelationship and all. We will see it on tomorrow. Now we will close with this. Is there any doubt here? Anyway, I'm going little bit slow, sir. Working with formula is very, very simple. I am trying to give you some realistic